Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to add Slack channel messages in Google Sheets. So here I've created a Slack channel for my team, and in this case I want whenever a new message is received on my Slack channel, automatically the details of that message should be added in my Google Sheets as a new row. So to automate this process, we will use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect, in which we need to connect a trigger and an action. So in this process, our trigger application will be Slack and our action application will be Google Sheets. So to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn how to add your Slack messages to Google Sheets automatically. So here I've created a Slack channel for my team with the name TeamSpace. And here as a team lead, I send new task messages to my team with the task title, task description and the due date. So in this case, I want whenever a new task is created by me, automatically the details of the task should be added in my Google Sheets as a new row. So this is the spreadsheet which I have created with the name Task Backup for Slack. And here I have taken some basic fields such as timestamp, task title, task description, due date and sender's name. So to automate this process, we will use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. This is the homepage of Pabbly Connect. You can visit this page by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get 300 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. After signing in, you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you can see a create workflow button on the top right corner. Here to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this button. Now here in this create workflow dialog box, we have to give a name to our workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as add Slack channel messages in Google Sheets. And now I'm going to select my folder as automations. You can select your folder as per your need. Also, you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this create button. Now here in this workflow window, you can see we have successfully created a workflow with the name Add Slack Channel Messages in Google Sheets. And here you can see two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response towards our trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up a trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as Slack and my trigger event as new message. And now to connect my Slack with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Slack account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on this connect with Slack. And here it is asking me to enter the token type. So here, following the instructions given below, here I'm going to enter the token type as user. Then I'm going to click on the save. From here, I'm going to select my workspace. So here I'm using my workspace with the name Pabbly123. So here I'm going to select my workspace. And then I'm going to click on this allow and give access to Pabbly as your data is secured with Pabbly. Authorization successful. So now after building a successful connection, here it is asking me to select the channel. So as I have already shown you that I have created my Slack channel with the name TeamSpace. So moving back to Pabbly window, and here I'm going to select my channel with the name TeamSpace. So now after selecting the channel, here I'm going to click on save and send test request. But before clicking on save and send test request, here I'm going to send a task message on my Slack channel. So this is the message which I'm going to send, that has a task title as send the newly launched products brochure to all the clients on WhatsApp, and the description as send the product brochure to all the clients and leads on WhatsApp with a creative message template, and a due date that is 25th May 2024. So here I'm going to send this message. Now after sending the message, moving back to Pabbly window, and here I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the user ID, type, timestamp, text, that is new task, title, description and the due date. So with this we have successfully set up our trigger. Now let's move to our action step. So here my first action application will be filter by Pabbly. So here I'm going to use my action step as filter by Pabbly because I want only the message which contains the new task details should be captured by Pabbly Connect. So here for the action event, I'm going to select filter values and then I'm going to click on this connect. Moving forward, and here you can see it has given me the option for two conditions that are AND or condition. So in this case, I'm going to add an AND condition, and for that it is asking me to select the label. So here for the label, I'm going to select the text. And then I'm going to select the filter type as contains because I want only the text which contains the new task should be added in my Google Sheets as a new row. So here for the value, I'm going to enter the value as new task. And now after entering the condition, here I'm going to click on save and send test request. But before clicking on save and send test request, let me tell you that you can add multiple AND conditions or conditions in your workflows. And now I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see the status is success. So with this, we have successfully set up this action step. Now moving to another action step. Now here I'm going to select my action application as text formatter by Pabbly. So here I'm using my action application as text formatter by Pabbly because as you can see, I have received the full text in the response, and to add this text in my Google Sheet, I need to split this text. So for that, I'm going to use the text formatter by Pabbly, and here for the action event, I'm going to select text parser. You can use text formatter by Pabbly for different use such as basic formatting, extract pattern, find in text, replace text, split text, truncate, URL encode, decode, default value, and etc. So here I've selected my action event and now I'm going to click on this connect. Moving forward, and here it is asking me to enter the text which I want to parse. So here instead of entering the text manually, here I will map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I'm going to map the data from the response I have received in my Slack. So here I'm going to map the text. Moving forward, and now here it is asking me to text match after. So here in the first step, I want title to be separated. So here for the after condition, I'm going to enter a keyword that is title, and then it is asking me to enter the before keyword. So here I just want the title. So here for the before keyword, I'm going to enter the keyword as description. And now after entering all the details, here I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have successfully received a result where we have received the task title separately. So now doing same for the description and the due date. So here I'm going to add another action step. And here also I'm going to select my action application as text formatter by Pabbly. And here I'm going to select my action event again as text parser. And then I'm going to click on this connect. And again here I'm going to map the same text. And now here for this after keyword, I'm going to enter the keyword as description and my before keyword as due. And now I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have successfully received the task description separately. And now I'm going to add another action step which is text formatter by Pabbly for the due date. So here I'm going to select my action application as text formatter by Pabbly again. And then I'm going to select my action event that is text parser. And then I'm going to click on this connect. And again here I'm going to map the same text. And now for the after keyword, I'm going to enter the keyword as date. And here for the before keyword, I'm going to leave it blank because the due date is last text. And now I'm going to click on this save and send test request. And here you can see we have successfully received the due date separately. So with this, we have successfully split the all text. Now I'm going to add another action step. And now here I want that the timestamp which I have received in my trigger response is in a different format, but I want to receive the timestamp in a user-friendly format. So for that, I'm going to add another action step. And here I'm going to select my action application as datetime formatter. So here I'm going to use datetime formatter by Pabbly because I want to format the timestamp which I have received in my trigger response. So for that, I'm going to select my action event as format date with time zone. And here I'm going to click on this connect. And here you can see as it is asking me to give the date. So here I'm going to map the date that I have received in my Slack response. So here I'm going to select the timestamp. Moving forward, here it is asking me to select the from format. So here for the from format, I'm going to select the format as timestamp. And here for the to format, I'm going to select this format. You can select the formats as per your need. Moving forward, and here for the from time zone, I'm going to select the time zone as CC. Now after selecting the from time zone, here it is asking me to enter the to time zone. So for the to time zone, I'm going to enter the time zone as Asia Kolkata. And now after entering all the details, here I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have successfully received the format date with the very user-friendly readable format. So with this, we have successfully formatted our timestamp. Now moving to another action step. Now here I want to receive the username of the person who has sent the message. So for that, taking you back to my trigger response. And here you can see we have received the user ID. So using this user ID, we are going to extract the user detail. And for that, we are going to select the action application as Slack again. And my action event as get user by ID. By selecting this action event, we will get the user details by simply entering the user ID. So now connecting my Slack with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. And here I'm going to click on the select existing connection as I have already connected my Slack account with Pabbly Connect in my trigger step. So now I'm going to click on the save. And here you can see we are successfully connected. So moving forward, and here it is asking me for user ID. So here I'm going to map the user ID that I have received in my Slack response. So here after mapping the user ID, I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the user team ID, username, user color, user real name and other details. So with this, we have successfully extracted the username. So now after extracting all the details, I'm going to add all these details in my Google Sheets as a new row. So for that, I'm going to add another action step. And here I'm going to select my action application as Google Sheets and my action event as add a new row. So that whenever a new message is received on my Slack channel, automatically after extracting all these details, the details will be added in my Google Sheets as a new row. So now to connect my Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. And here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Google Sheets account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on this sign in with Google. Here I'm going to select my desired account. And here I'm going to click on this allow and give access to Pabbly as your data is secured with Pabbly. Authorization successful. And here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and now here it is asking me to select the spreadsheet. So as I have already shown you that I have created a spreadsheet with the name Task Backup for Slack. So moving back to Pabbly window, and here I'm going to select my spreadsheet as Task Backup for Slack. And after selecting the spreadsheet, here I'm going to select my sheet as sheet 1. Moving forward, and now here it is asking me for timestamp, task title, task description, due date and sender's name. So basically these are the fields which I've entered in my Google Sheet. So moving back to Pabbly window. So now here instead of entering these data manually, here I will map the data. Mapping makes our text dynamic so that whenever a new message is received in our Slack channel, automatically this previously existing details will be updated with the new one. So here for the timestamp, I'm going to map the formatted timestamp we have received in our datetime formatter response. Moving forward, here for the task title, I'm going to map the task title that we have received as a response in our first text formatter step. Here I'm going to map the task description, and here I'm going to map the due date. And lastly, here I'm going to map the sender's name from the response we have received in our Slack action step. So here I'm done mapping all the details, and now I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response. So now let's go and check our Google Sheet. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the timestamp, task title as send the newly launched products brochure to all clients on WhatsApp, and the task description as send the product brochure to all the clients and leads on WhatsApp with creative message template. And then we have received the due date and the sender's name. So with this, we have successfully set up our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. Here we have taken a trigger application as Slack and an action application as filter by Pabbly, text formatter by Pabbly, date and type formatter by Pabbly, again the action step is Slack, and lastly my action application as Google Sheets. So that whenever a new message is received on my Slack channel, then it should get filtered by the keyword that is new task, and then after passing this condition, the text should be splitted with the task title, description and due date, and then the timestamp received should be formatted with the user-friendly format, and then we should get the username with the help of user ID, and then all these details should be added in my Google Sheets as a new row. If you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can contact us on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can contact us on www.pabbly.com. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.